Good morning and happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. It was kind of nice. Got to hang out with family and stuff this weekend, and went to the lake one day, so hung out and relaxed and gamed with the husband yesterday. So we have a fun schedule for this week. Today, good morning. So today we are doing Mugrugs. So we're gonna have some fun with some Mugrugs. Let me iron this one right quick and I'll show you what we just took off the sewing machine. Like I said, we're gonna have some fun this week. We have a busy schedule for the week, but today we're gonna have some fun with Mugrugs. We are going to start off making, we're gonna do Mugrugs on the sewing machine, and then we're gonna move from making Mugrugs. So we'll do 2 Mugrugs on the sewing machine, and then we will do 2 Mugrugs on the embroidery machine. So we'll do it both ways. That way, if you just have a sewing machine, you can still do Mugrugs. Yes, so we are doing, so the Mugrugs are, so this is a Mugrug. This is for your coffee cups. So like, say if you had like a tea glass, your cups or whatever. Yes, I make these too. But they are for, good morning, happy Monday. So they are for your coffee cups, your tea glass, whatever. So like I said, we're gonna do 2 of them on the sewing machine, and this is the 2 on the sewing machine are gonna be quilt as you go. So I'm gonna show y'all 2 little tricks. So you can use these to make a quilt. So like, say if you had like a 10-inch square, you could actually go in and take that 10-inch square and quilt as you go on it and turn that into a quilt. So it'd make it kind of cool. Thank you for the gifts this morning. Y'all guys are awesome. Good morning, Miss Debbie. Good morning. So like I said, we're gonna do 2 in the sewing machine, and then we're gonna move and do 2 in the embroidery machine. So the 2 in the embroidery machine, I had fun with a circle one yesterday. Good morning. Isn't he the sweetest little thing? So I did a circle one yesterday, and I'm like, that one's kind of fun. That one was kind of fun. So we'll probably do another circle one, and then do another one of these. So we'll probably do 2 like this in the sewing or in the embroidery machine. But first, let's do the sewing ones. Let's do a quilt as you go. So what we need is we need 2 7x10 pieces of batting, and then 2 pieces 7x10 pieces of like the backing. So let's go ahead and get those cut. We'll go ahead and get those cut. That way we can, I've been going crazy with Mugrugs, y'all. So I'm just addicted to them. They're just so much fun. So we're going to do, so the 2 Mugrugs that we're going to do on the sewing machine, we're going to do it 2 different ways. So I have some fun fabric. So we're going to do one with the fun fabric. And then the other one, y'all, we're gonna go a little abstract. We're gonna go a little abstract on that other one, and we're gonna make up our own design. We're gonna make up our own design and our own fabric. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Because I have all these scraps. We're gonna turn these scraps into a Mugrug. And y'all, who likes purple? Anybody like purple? I'm thinking we have all this purple here. So I think we'll do purple. How about purple? I don't know. I like purple, guys. The more y'all watch me, you'll find that I do a lot of things in purple, so I can't help myself. I can't help it. So we'll do that one. So let's do this. So okay. Get my cutting mat out. So like I said, we're gonna cut 2 pieces of batting. The 2 pieces of batting are going to be 7x10. This is your scrap batting. Remember when we did a quilting in the hoop, and I had you do like 3 inches extra on each side? This is that extra batting. I keep it for, like I said, Mugrugs. Why not, right? Why not? So I'm going to move that to the cutting mat here. So what I'm going to do is, because I think this will be big enough, so get my ruler out. Cutting mat. Everybody have a good weekend. I hope everybody had a good weekend. They said we're going to cut 2 of these. We need to do 10. I don't think we need 10. I found a fun pattern I'll share with y'all. It was a free pattern. Who doesn't like free patterns, right? Free patterns are fun. So, 7 by 10. It is 7 by 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. That one's not big enough. I don't think we need it that big though. We're not going that big. We're gonna go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go 5 by 10. We're gonna go 5 by 10, guys. Because I think 5 by 10 will be fine. So we're gonna go 5 by 10. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. So we're gonna go 5 by 10. Because it's a mug rug. Let's see, we're gonna do 2 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut this here. I said we're going to do it 2 different ways. We're going to do strips on the one and then the other one. We are going to make up a pattern there. We're going to make up a pattern. And you can do this, how we're going to do this, you can do this to make a quilt square too. Okay, so here's our 2 pieces. Now we'll need a backing for those. So I'm going to use white strips on here. So I'm just going to cut 2 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you just use a 10-inch square. Then you could actually make 4. I need to replace that blade. Okay. So we have 2 of those. So there we go. All right. We're going to move to that sewing machine. We're moving to the sewing machine, guys. Like I said, we're going to do one with some fun strips. And then other one, we're using scraps, guys. We're going to take scraps and make something out of the scraps. Hopefully. I'm going to put you guys there. I got to grab my chair. You guys are crooked. You guys are crooked. Did everybody have a good weekend? Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Ours was good. We kind of hung out with the kids, and so I think we're going to do the easy one first. We're going to do the strip one first. Da-doom, da-doom. So I went and got me tape this weekend, and I'll show you guys what that's for here in a little bit. Okay, so first one we're going to do, I'm going to take one. So you take your piece of batting. So we're going to take our piece of batting. Like I said, we're going to do the strips first. So this is going to be a mug rug. So this is a 5 by 10. So this is 5 inches by 10 inches. Good morning. Good morning. So with the 5 inches by 10 inches, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it this way. And I'm going to add, we're going to do 2 strips. So I said I have this fun thing of that I got at the quilt store the other day. Had fun at the quilt store, so I'm thinking we're gonna do greens. We're gonna do greens, guys. I like the greens. Greens are always fun. I keep freezing up. Am I freezing for anybody else, guys? Let me make sure. Hold on, let me make sure what paying through on your side. Okay. Not you. Okay. You may restart, stop, close out your TT page and then reopen it again. Not freezing. Okay, cool. All right. So what we're going to take, this is batik fabric. And I saw a thing the other day that says, do you want to know if it's batik fabric? If you want to know if it's actually batiks, if it looks the same on both sides, it means it's batik. If it has this on one side and then a solid like white or something on the back, it's not batik. So this is what means it's batik. So you gotta love batiks. And Marshall Dry Goods, y'all. Check Marshall Dry Goods. You get really good deals there. So thanks for the gifts, guys. So now what we're gonna do, and I need, oh, well, I got scissors. We'll do that. So we're going to take one piece, cut it to the size of the, there. And then we need to take another piece. So what you're going to do is you're going to sandwich. We're going to go, because I've got like a neon green and a other green. So, all right. So here we go. So we have that green, and then we're going to sandwich this green right on top of that. So right, it would be right sides together. There's not really a top or bottom on your batiks. So we're going to take, either side works on the batiks. So you do is you have your two sandwiched together, and what you're going to do is you're going to sew down this line right here. So this is a quilt as you go kind of pattern. If you were actually making a quilt square, you would actually put the backing on there. We're not going to put the backing on there because we're gonna put that backing on there as the last step. That way we can just turn it inside out and make an easy mug rug here, guys. So two of your strips together, right sides together on there, your right sides together. Now we're going to take and stitch across the top of here. So let's go ahead and stitch here. Got to go over to sewing here. Like I said, here's the edge of your mug rug. Here is your two pieces together. So now you're just going to stitch just a straight stitch down here right quick. And I got to thread that machine right quick. Okay. So we're going to come across here. Hold on. Does not like my bobbin. I need to change that bobbin anyways. We don't want pink on the bottom. Me on a Saturday night. Get down the fiddle and you get down the fold. We're gonna put white down there. Okay, we'll try this again. Let's go ahead and rethread this too. All else fails, just rethread your machine. Just to be safe. Just to be safe. Okay. So again, we're taking our two strips, right sides together. You're at the edge of your batting there. And then we're going to sew again. Try this again. Here we go. That sounds better. That sounds better. Okay. So we're going to cut that. All right. So we have the two right sides sewed together. So then, this is quilt as you go, guys. You're going to take and fold that down. You're going to fold it down, and you have your top one here, your next one here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab another one of these dark ones. So we're going dark, light, dark, light. So thanks for the follow. So then what we're going to do is you're going to take and lay this one on top of the one that you just folded down. So the one you just folded down, so you see that one folded down, this one's going right there on top. So what we'll do is we'll cut it to the width again. They said this is a really easy mug rug to make. Really easy. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday to y'all. Happy Monday to y'all. It's going to be a good Monday. I have faith. I'm thinking positive, Miss Lisa. I'm thinking positive here. Okay. So, like I said, so you had your two right sides together. You stitched across the top. You opened up that seam right there. And now we're going to go and add another one here. We're going to add another one there and then stitch across the top of there. I'm always positive, Miss Lisa. You know that. So now we're going to go ahead and, like I said, this is fairly easy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stitch across here again. So we're going to come across. Stitch across there. And then you take and open that up. Now you grab your light green, put on top of there, cut that one off. So then you're going to stitch across there. Then you take that one, fold that one out. Then you grab that dark one. And once we get this one, I'm going to show you guys a fun, how to make your own, like, kind of quilt squares. So, but we're going to quilt and go as another one here. So, we get this one. Stop there. I think we may need one more. We may need one more. Let's see. Nope. I think that's good. Okay. So here is your quilt square. Looks a little funny. Looks a little funny. But what we're going to do, good morning, happy Monday. It's very nice to see you ready to learn. Absolutely. Fun projects, right? Fun projects. So what we're going to do is we will take this to the cutting table and we'll yes, quilt as you go. Quilt as you go. Y'all are going to have fun with the next one. So like I said, we're going to do 2 mug rugs in this with the sewing machine. And then thanks for all the follows. And then we're going to go to the embroidery machine and do 2 more. So I want y'all, just in case you don't have an embroidery machine, I still want you to be able to make mug rugs. Still make mug rugs. These are a lot of fun. These are a lot of fun, guys. So I think we could just take this. We're going to do this. We're not going to press this. We're not going to press it. We're going to cheat. We're going to cheat here. Because what we're going to do is you're going to take that backing. So, good morning, Miss Linda. Good morning. So we have all of our strips that we just did quilt as you go, and you're going to take this backing piece and you're going to lay it right sides together on here. You're going to lay it right sides together, and you want to leave an opening. You want to leave an opening here because with the opening you're going to turn it inside out. So I was going to go and trim it, but we don't have to trim it because we'll just go by the piece that we cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to sew all the way around, leave that opening there. Oh, yay. I'm glad you're home, Miss Linda. I've been worried about you. So now let's do this. Like I said, I'm going to line it up here. Line it up. All right. So now we're going to sew this. Let's get this sewed here, guys. So remember, you want to leave an opening here. So we're going to leave an opening here. So we're going to go by that back piece as our straight piece there. Stop there. Turn it here. And you're just going to go all the way around here. Stop here. We got to remember to leave an opening here, otherwise we can't turn it. So we're going to turn it, and we're just going to leave just a little bit of an opening there, just enough to be able to do the turn. Cut that. Okay, we're going to take this back to the cutting table right quick. So we'll kind of review what we've done here. So we've taken and did, and you can see the stitches on the back. So we took and sewed our strips on there, and you sandwiched them. So you sandwiched 2 of them together. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. So what we've done is we've taken and sandwiched the first 2 together, flipped it over, and then flipped it over, and then flipped it over. So we have it there, but let's see what it looks like. So what we're going to do is we are going to trim, so we're going to trim this here. We don't want to trim all of it because we want to leave enough that we have enough to turn on there. Where's my rotary cutter? So we're going to trim it just a little bit. You're going to leave enough on the edge there. I'm just trimming the extra on the outside of that there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the corner. We're going to cut that corner there like this. Cut this corner here. That way, when we turn it, the corners actually make corners there. So there we go. So you have your opening here. You have your opening. So we're going to take, and remember, I always say, put your thumb in, grab that far corner, take your finger and press out. And then it's like, I'm saying it again, it's a popple, guys. It's a popple. I'm going to find, you know what? I'm going to find one of those popples, and that way you guys can see. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to take, so you go and press out all those corners. We're going to turn this iron back on here. Press out all those corners. We're going to press these corners out here. Here's all these corners here. A popple, yes, a pop. So back in the day, it was, okay, early 80s, y'all, is when I was a kid. It was early 80s. All right, so do you guys see this? Is this not the coolest thing? You guys just made a mug rug. So we have this one folded in here, seam, and then what we'll do is we'll go and stitch. We'll stitch around this. We'll get stitched around that. And that was a quick mug rug, right? That was a quick mug rug. Very quick mug rug. And it's pretty, right? Very pretty. So what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll stitch around that, and your mug rug's done. Your mug rug is done. So let's go there. The next mug rug, I'm telling y'all going to be excited about this next mug rug because we're going to be making our own. Oh, that daggum filter is on again. Sometimes those filters turn on and then it makes me look funky. Okay. It like throws like mascara on me. Okay. So like I said, you have that opening there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stitch all the way around. We'll do a stitch all the way around. You could do a decorative stitch. You could do any kind of fun stitch. We're just going to do a straight stitch this morning. We're going to do a straight stitch this morning. All right. So we're going to go back here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that, the stitch to the edge. I'm going to move the stitch to the edge. I'm just going to have the edge of my foot right there. Let's get it away. Oops, I went too far. Okay. All right. There we go, guys. We've made a mug rug. Is that not the coolest? How cool. And that was quick, right? I mean, you could literally whip like a few Mugrugs together very, very quickly. Very quickly. So, all right, Miss Lisa, I'll chat to you later. So, lots of love to you, Miss Linda, and your sister. Lots of love to you and your sister. Okay. So, y'all ready to have some fun? We're fixing to have some fun. So we're going to make an abstract. We're going a little out here on this one. We're going to make an abstract one. So what we're going to do is we're going to see, I have all these scraps. Like I said, it's going to be purple. It's going to be purple. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a small piece. So we're going to take a small piece like this. I think what I'm going to do, and like I said, you just make this up as you go. There is literally no pattern on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the middle of my square, and I'm just going to stitch this around on the middle of my square, and we're going to grow from there. We're going to grow from there. So you're going to see how this works. So let me stitch this one down. We're going to stitch this one down. Oh, I want to go back to your regular stitch here. Go back. Okay. Okay. So we have a piece here. Like I said, this is going to end up abstract. This is going to be cool. This is going to be cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take another piece. So the white piece is batting. It's batting. Like the batting that you put inside of your quilt. And for the Mugrugs, you can use any kind of batting. There is no particular kind of batting that you have to use on your Mugrugs. So now we're going to do is we're just going to take, and I'm going to go a little crazy, y'all. I'm going to do a triangle. We're going to do a triangle. So I'm going to take this triangle, and I'm going to sandwich that triangle. Good morning. Good morning. So we've put just a little piece in here. I've just cut a triangle. So I'm going to take that triangle. I'm just going to sew it across the top here. Like I said, this is going to be just crazy, but it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. All right. So now let's go ahead and stitch this across here. Remember, right sides together on there. We're going to stitch that one across there. Cut that one off. Then we're going to press that one out. Okay. So we've got that one pressed out. Now we need another piece. Let's find another piece. So we're going to come across with this one. We're going to come across with this one. Like I said, there is no rhyme or reason. You're just literally adding pieces. So we're going to take, and we're going to go like this. We're going to go catty-cornered. We're going to go catty-cornered. So we're just going to sew across that line. So this is something that you can do with all your scrap pieces of fabric you have. All those scrap pieces you can take and turn these into, and you can do this, like take a 10-inch square and turn it into a quilt. There's so many different things that you can do here. So we're going to do this piece now. So we're going to come across, and like I said, there literally is no pattern. So we're going to make it a triangle. Let's make it a triangle in the middle of there. Let's just make it a triangle. Because you can go over what you've already placed. So we're just gonna, and what we'll do is we'll just keep going until we fill this piece of batting up. So you have your base piece of batting, in which this one is a 5x10 piece, y'all. This is a 5x10 piece. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep adding. And as you can see, which this one is a 5x10 piece, y'all. This is a 5x10 piece. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep adding. And as you can see, as we add, it just becomes a different piece. And the more that we add to it, you're going to see once we get to the end. Once we get to the end here, y'all. And I think what we're going to do now is we're going to come across here. We're going to come across here. Let me find a long piece here. That one's a long piece. I'm going to cut this one in half. That way we have some small pieces of it left. We may have to grab some more purple strips out of my drawer over here if we don't have enough. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come here. And we're going to sew across here. Sew across there. And then we're going to press that one up there. I said you just keep grabbing pieces of fabric. There's no rhyme or reason, no right way, wrong way. So we're going to grab this one. I'm going to go that way. Like I said, these are all just scrap pieces here. And we just keep adding scrap pieces. And I have this scrap piece. We're just going to go like this with this scrap one. We're going to come across there. It's like a puzzle. You're making your own puzzle here. Is mine freezing forever? Because I know we had good morning. We had asked earlier, somebody had said it was freezing, but okay. Is this not turning out cool, y'all? Like I said, we just keep adding pieces here. As we keep adding pieces, it's just going to interlock itself together a little. Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to pause. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to pause it just for a minute because I'm going to see what Wi-Fi I'm connected to. Hold on one moment, guys. Hopefully I don't lose you. Hopefully I don't lose you guys. Okay, I'm back. I'm on the okay Wi-Fi, so okay. Yeah, there's some I know my tech posted last night that there was an issue with the Starlink. So if you happen to have Starlinks, you might want to go and do like a reboot or something. Or okay, so let me see what else we got here. Oh, we got this one. We haven't used this one yet, so we're gonna come over here. We're gonna use this one here. We're going to come upside down. You know what? We're going to go this way. We're going to go that way on this one. I may have to get some more strips out here. I said this is a mug rug. This is going to be a mug rug, so we're going to press that one this way. So now let's take this one. So we're going to grab this one here. Thank you. So now we're going to keep pushing this out. And as you see, we just keep adding to this. So we're gonna, looks like we need a piece here. Need a piece here. So we're gonna, how are we gonna do that one? So we're gonna go right there like that one. That's the same. I may have to, hold on, I gotta grab some more purple. We need more purple. Ah, stay there. Okay. I got lots of purple, guys. I got lots of purple. Okay. So let's take this one and we're going to go that way with that one. He said sometimes you got to grab other strips, but it's still going to be okay. Shouldn't have put that one there. Oh well. Now I'm going to have to figure out, because that's going to leave an opening there. See, sometimes you end up putting them in and like, oh, well, that didn't work out very well. We're just going to go this way, because I think we're going to have to, because you don't want to leave a raw edge. So I ended up leaving a raw edge. So we're just going to sew right over the top of that. That one, oh well, that's okay. Okay, so now let's do, we're going to do this little piece here. We're going to come across this one on this little piece. They said you start in the middle and then you just keep adding. Keep adding. And there is no rhyme or reason, no right way, no wrong way on doing this. So we're going to fold this out. We're getting close, guys. This is going to be cool. So now we need some pieces here. Let's see what other pieces we got here. So we're going to take a piece. So that one there. Come across here. Fold that one out. It's turning out cool, guys. We got a couple more pieces. So we still have batting. So we got a couple more pieces. We got a piece down here we need to add. So let's add those final pieces here. Let's add those final pieces. I said, start in the middle. Just throw a little piece in the middle. And with that little piece in the middle, then you just keep adding to it. Keep adding to it. So we're going to take this piece. So they said we need to cover that corner up there. So I'm going to cover that corner. Cut this one. Then we're going to move that one there. And as you're going, you're like, this isn't turning out like I wanted. Let's change it. You can totally change it however you want. You can change it however you want. So we're going to go this way. So across this way. Just make sure you don't leave a raw edge. You don't want to leave a raw edge on the end of there. So, like I said, sometimes you got to go back over that fabric again. So that one. So we got just a couple more pieces here. Couple more pieces. What we got here? Take a piece of this. Go. I think I need a long piece there. I'm going to have a long piece because otherwise we're going to end up with a raw edge. Sometimes when you get to the end, you're like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know. I don't know. And just keep adding. Just keep adding. It's kind of like Dory on the what do you call that, maybe? Nemo. It's like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep sewing, just keep sewing. Okay. So raw edges. So your raw edges is This is a raw edge. That's your raw edge. You want to make sure that you have folds on every single one. You see how there's a fold on every single one of those? Because if you have a raw edge in there, then it'll sit there and fray. Then it'll fray. So now let's take this back to the cutting table, and we're going to take and trim these. We'll take and trim these. Because it looks kind of funky right now. You're like, I'm not quite sure about that, y'all. Once we get it trimmed, you'll see. Once we get it trimmed, you'll see. All right, let's pop you guys up here. Okay, so here is that not cool? Let's trim it up. Let's trim it up. And the best way to trim it up is flip it over on the back side so you can see that piece of batting. On the back side so you can see that piece of batting. So let's flip you down here like this. So you see that batting? So now what we're going to do is we're going to trim around that batting. Once we trim around that batting, y'all are going to see exactly what this looks like. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it is so exciting. I get excited. I get excited. And we can do this one more time if you guys want. If you'd like to do this one more time, we can do it one more time before we move to the embroidery machine. Let me know if you want to do it one more time or you want to move to the embroidery machine. Okay, trim that. Okay, we can do another one. Absolutely. I'll see if I can find some fun colors to do. We'll do a different colored one this time. Okay. Check that out, y'all. Check that out. Is that not just the coolest thing? Rainbow one would be cool? Okay. We can do a rainbow one. I've got, I have all these colors. How about this? We could do all these colors. So let's go ahead. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that strip we cut, because we cut a 5x10 strip on there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take that right sides together like this, and we're going to stitch it, but you want to leave that opening, that way you can turn it. That way you can turn it. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll press it and sew it, and then we'll do one more. We'll do one more of these. So, because these are fun, right? I told y'all these are fun, and they're easy. They're really easy, and you can make it any way you want it. Any way you want it. I feel like somebody is like sitting there laughing at me here. She's funny. She's like, hello, I'm okay. I'm buried in fabric. That's me. That's totally me. Totally me. So, okay. So let's go ahead and go back to the sewing machine. Like I said, you have happy Monday, Miss Amy. So you have right side, right side. Definitely like the hair. Well, thank you. I'm not having the best hair day today. It was like sticking up and it wouldn't do anything. And I'm like, ugh. I left it. No, you don't have to bind these. You don't have to bind these. Isn't that the coolest thing? We could do it where you do binding. Would you guys like to do a binding on one? I could show y'all how to do a binding on one too, if you want. We can totally do that. So all you're going to do is right side and then your 5x10. It does. It does. Absolutely. Kind of looks like your quilt. So, right sides together, leave. Okay, we can do one with binding. Our next one we do, we'll bind it. We will bind that one. I'll show y'all how to do that. So we're going to keep an opening right there. Thank you. Good morning. Isn't he the cutest thing? He's just the cutest thing. Okay, so we're going to sew. So we're going to sew around all the way around the edges, like I said, and leave a couple inches open there. turn it this way. I'm going to slip all the way around the edges except for just a few inches. That way we can turn it. Go a little bit more. Turn it this way. And then turn it this way. Like I said, we want to make sure we leave an opening. We don't want to go all the way there. There's our opening. So we're going to go back to the cutting table because I want to press it. I want to press it there. And then that way you can see. I really wished I could get rid of that filter. Sometimes you try new filters out and it goes crazy on it. Okay, turn that iron back on. Okay, so here we have this, and we're going to trim those corners. We're going to trim those corners. I guess I'll use these. Oh, there they are. So we're going to trim the corners and make sure and don't cut your seam. You don't want to cut your seam there. We don't have to trim the edges of the fabric because we've already done that. So you're going to trim those corners. Okay, and you have that opening there. So like I said, I always use my thumb. You take and put your thumb in between there, and you go to the far edge. You go to your far edge of your fabric. You go find that far edge and take your finger and you press it out and put it through the hole there. So then you take and you pull it out, turn it inside out, and you press out those corners. We're going to press out those corners there. Press that corner out. Press this corner out. This one turned out cool, guys. I kind of liking this one. Okay. So now what we're going to do. So you have that opening there. Is that not cool? Let's iron this. So we're going to take it. We're going to press these. There it is. And like I said, being you turned it inside out, you don't have to bind these. These ones turn out very cool. And we just made 2 Mugrugs, y'all. We just made 2 Mugrugs. We still need to stitch around this one. But before we leave this area, we're going to go ahead and cut another piece of batting and backing. I'm thinking we're going to go a little bigger on this one. We're going to go a little bit bigger on this one. So I think what we're going to do, you guys want to do a 10-inch square on this one? Let's do a 10-inch square. We're going to do a 10-inch square. You know what? Beans, we're going to go wild colors. We're going to use red on the back. We're going to go red on the back. Let's see if I have enough batting. We can go do a 9-inch square. Let's do a 9-inch square. We'll do a 9-inch square. I have more batting. I got more batting. I have scrap batting everywhere, y'all. Isn't the purple pretty? The purple turned out really pretty, right? So we're going to cut a 10-inch square. I'm cutting 2. Anytime I cut something, I usually cut 2. That way I have extra. Just in case, okay, I may want to make another one of those. And you could do it thicker too if you wanted, but we're going to do one piece. I'm just going to iron this because that one's kind of wrinkled. Hey now. Hey now. Pieces of fabric here, y'all. Okay, So this one we're going to do binding on. We are going to bind these. Oops. What are those used for? Sorry. So these are Mugrugs. These are Mugrugs. So these are like your glass. You put your glass on. That way it keeps the condensation off of your table and stuff. So these are fun little Mugrugs. Fun little Mugrugs. So these are the two that we just made. We just made it. And how quick was that, y'all? That was quick, right? So now what we're going to do is, y'all want to see another one? So we're going to do a big one. We are going to do a big one. So, and what we're going to do, we're going to double batting this one, y'all. We're going to make it a pot holder. We're going to make this a pot holder. It could be a Mugrug too, either way. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 pieces of batting in there. And then somebody wants to do like the rainbow. So we're going to take pieces of off of all these here. We're going to take pieces off of all these. So we're going to take go back to the sewing machine here. Ta-doom, ta-doom. You guys go on walkabouts with me here. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. So, okay. Let's go ahead, before we get to this one, let's go ahead and stitch this one up. Like I said, you have to have your opening there, so we're going to just do a stitch around it. We're going to do a stitch around this one. And just sew right there on the edge. And like I said, you could do a decorative stitch on this. Just any kind of stitch you want. We're just going to curve around that corner instead of stopping there. Curve around that corner. We're going to do curved corners here. Curve around that corner. Okay. There we go. So, cool, right? All right, let's do a bigger one. Let's do a 10-inch one. We're going to do a 10-inch one, y'all. Okay. So, this is a 10-inch square. Good morning. Good morning. So, we're going to do that. Oh, you're very welcome. You are very welcome. Yeah, all of my lives I'm posting on YT for you guys. I do. I put it, posted on my page. I got to get some stuff posted on there. So I do sell stuff. So, okay. So we have a 10-inch square. I put 2 pieces of batting in this one. This one's going to be just a little bit thicker. So, and then I put red on the back. So what we're going to do, we're going to make an abstract one, y'all. So we're going to take all these fun pieces and we're just going to cut pieces. We're just going to cut pieces here, guys. So let's do orange in the middle. We're going to do orange in the middle. So we're going to take that piece. We're going to take a piece of, let's go blue. We'll take blue. So I'm going to put these 2 together. And you just want to cut 2 pieces the same size. Cut 2 pieces the same size. So now, so I have, and if this wasn't batik fabric, like I said, there's really not a right or wrong side on batik. So you take your 2 pieces of fabric and sandwich them together. You want to sandwich them together. And we're just going to throw this in the middle. It doesn't really matter where you put it. And then you're going to do a stitch down one side. You're going to do a stitch down one side. So let's go grab this. And like I said, you have your right side. So you're just going to stitch down that side right there. Stitch down that side right there. It's almost like if you've ever done a log cabin, it's kind of the same thing. So then we're going to take and you're going to fold this out. You're like, yeah, but that's 2 straight pieces. Oh no. Oh no. Here we go, guys. So I'm going to take and cut another piece here. We're going to do a fairly long piece. We're going to do a longer piece here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to go corner to there. So then we're going to take and sew that across. Like I said, go right there like that. And then you're going to fold that open. Okay, now we've created a curved line there. Let's create another curved line here. You just keep adding curved pieces to it. You said there's no right way, wrong way. You just kind of add and keep going. And the nice thing is you have your piece of batting. And so this one, like I said, this one we're adding backing to it because we're going to be binding this one. We're going to bind this one. So then we're going to fold that one out. And you can see as it's growing. See how it's growing? You just keep adding pieces. Add like, oh, well, this piece will look good here. Oh, well, let's add this piece here. Oh, well, let's add this piece here. So let's keep going here. We'll keep going on this one. So we have a piece here. I'm thinking we need to add a piece across there. Let's grab this piece. This is a cool piece. And I'm just using like a jelly roll here. So keep losing my scissors in my fabric here, y'all. So we're going to take and go, we're going to go all the way across here like this. We're going to go across here. Some cool batik here, y'all. Some cool batik. I'm going to cut that right there. Okay, so we fold that one down. So now let's come across here with something. Let's come across there with something. Let's see. Let's do some green. We'll do some green. All right. So so we're going to come across there. A piece about that size. So you kind of go edge to edge. That way you don't have that raw edge on there. So across there. I said, just take your little 10-inch piece and just play with it. So there's that. This is looking cool, guys. Okay, so let's go with this one. So we're gonna go across here. We're gonna go all the way across there. So it starts small in the middle and it kind of grows because as you grow, you need to go all the way across. So we're going to come across here. Go all the way across there. So let's come across here. Let's come across there. How about blue? We need some more blue. We don't have this blue yet. Let's grab this blue. So we come across, we're gonna go all the way to that corner there. And we're gonna go to that corner. I said you're stitching over a lot of your fabric again, but it's all right. It doesn't matter. So we're gonna go corner. So you have your corner here and your corner here. You're going to go all the way to the edge there. So we're going to go across there. They said you're covering this, but it doesn't matter. It just makes it that much thicker, which is fine because, you know, like I said, this can be a mug rug. This can be a pot holder, whatever you want to use it for. Or just something fun. It'd be a cool mouse pad. Be a cool mouse pad. So then I think we're going to come across here, guys. I think we're going to come across here. Let's grab this fabric. This one's fun. So we're going to come across right there. What was I going to do? I was going to come this way, wasn't I? I was like, where was I going? I forgot where I was going. So we're going to come across here. Like I said, you end up sewing over some of your fabric again, but that's where you get your abstract from. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Okay, so we're going to fold over that way. So we have a raw edge here. We need to get rid of that raw edge. And just so you know what I'm talking about with a raw edge. Good morning. So this is kind of fun, right? But we have a raw edge. I accidentally had a raw edge there. So we're going to have to get rid of that raw edge. So what we'll do is we're going to lay a piece of fabric all the way across here. That way we can fold it back up and it eliminates that raw edge. Then you have the fold. Then you'll have that fold. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. What do we want to put across there? Thinking, let's just go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and do that. So across that way. Like I said, you end up covering up some of your fabric again, but it's okay. And then cut that one. I think that's the last one on that side. So now we need to add something here. And sometimes you're like, I've kind of messed up. You just add more. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some here. Cut that one. I think we're going to have a little opening here, but let's see. But that made it where I had another raw edge here, so we need to add something there, and I think we're going to go blue. I said you end up sewing over a bunch of it, but like I said, just trim it all off in the end, and then it looks really cool. So we'll keep adding here. Okay, so cut that one off. Okay, so now we're going to come across. So you guys seeing, isn't that looking cool? So we still have this side to cover up and we have this side to cover up. So we're just going to keep adding to it. Keep adding to it. So it's kind of cool. And like I said, looks kind of funky right now, but what we'll do is we'll come to the back and you're going to cut it off there. But you see how it's already quilting it? Being it's already quilted, you don't have to quilt it. Quilt as you go. This is a quilt as you go. And this is an abstract quilt as you go. This is an abstract quilt as you go. I decided to do this one day with all my scraps. I'm like, what a phenomenal idea. It worked out really well. Sometimes I have good ideas, y'all. Sometimes I have good ideas. I think we need, we haven't had a pure yellow, have we? So I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to go from one corner across this way. I say get yourself out either your scraps, a jelly roll, anything you want. Just, you know, something that you can have and add to. And this is kind of fun. This is just like, you know, mindless sewing of you just keep adding things. So then I think what we're going to do, so we have that one. Let's go with the pink. I'm going to take, almost thinking, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go crazy here, y'all. We're going to come all the way across. We're going to cover up some of that yellow. They said you end up covering up a lot of the fabric. You're like, what are you doing? You're covering up so much, but it's okay. So we're going to come this way. I wanted to have like all kinds of pieces everywhere. You see how we had, so you see how I had that whole straight piece of yellow on there, but I'm like, you know, I don't want it a straight piece of yellow. So what I did is I took and went catty cornered with that other piece across there and then folded it over. And now we still have to add things for this one too. So I said, you start with that center square puzzle. We have a puzzle. He knows we were talking about puzzles. There we go. So you have that center piece that you started with and sashing. Thank you. Thank you. So you have that center piece that you started with and you fold it over from that. And then you just keep growing from that. You just keep growing. And like I said, you could have any size square you wanted. And with these, y'all, you could do 10-inch squares and do a bunch of these, sew them together. You have your quilt. You have your quilt. How awesome is that, right? Okay, so let's finish this up right quick. We're going to finish this up because we still have this piece left and we have this piece left. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, what color do we need here? Let's go with this one. We're going to go with this piece here. So this one down this way. Then fold that one over. And we have one little piece here. We got one little piece there. So we're going to take, so that. You just want to make sure all your base piece is covered. So you want to make sure all of that is covered. So we just added blue. We added blue. So now we have this piece over here to get covered. With this piece, we're going to add another piece of blue because we need some more blue. We need some more blue here. Okay, so open that one up. So then we have one little corner there. We have one little corner. All right. Let's go back to the cutting table, guys. Go back to the cutting table. Thank you for the follows. Thanks for the follows, y'all. So we've been having fun. We've been making Mugrugs this morning. So we made this Mugrug. And like I said, we quilt as you go. And then we made an abstract Mugrug. And now we've gone to a lot bigger piece. And you're like, that looks a little weird. Let's trim it. Let's trim it, y'all. So we're going to take, and I need to grab my other rotary cutter here. We're having too much fun on these. Okay. So now we're going to do, so we have this. You're like, how do I trim it that way? Because you have your piece. You have your base piece down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim around that base piece here, y'all. We're going to trim around that base piece. And I think, is this the right size? That's not the right size. I was like, would that be the right size? No, but we can use that. We can use that. So we're going to take and we're going to go, cut all that. Turn it. Then I'll show you all how to bind it. So the other way we did it, we were not binding. The other way we did it, we did not bind. This way, we are binding. And we'll use those scrap pieces, y'all. We'll use those scrap pieces on another one. Okay. Who's ready to see this? What do you think? I think it's going to be cool. Are we ready? Okay. I want to look first. Oh my God. Look how cool is the back. How cool is the back? Look, guys. Is that not awesome? How fun is that? That is just fun. Right? And literally, it can go any way, y'all. And we just threw it together with pieces. We just had pieces that we just threw together. So let me show y'all the easiest way to bind. I know I've done lives on binding. Let me show y'all the easiest way to bind. We'll get this binded and we will start a mug rug, another mug rug too. So, all right, are we ready? This is fun. And we'll just use some fun fabric too for the binding. Being we did fun abstract, we'll do fun binding here too. Right? Hey, hey, right? I live in Arizona. Maybe it's a theme. Maybe it's a theme, y'all. Maybe it's a theme. So, all right. So let's do this. I'm gonna change. So the way I bind, you want to use this whatever color your backing is. That's the color of bobbin you want to use. Let me grab a bobbin right quick. So we're gonna do red bobbin. Ow. We're gonna do a red bobbin because the back of my fabric is red. And this is a really quick way to bind, y'all. Really quick way to bind. So the front, you know what? We're gonna have some fun with variegated thread. Yeah, the sunsets are gorgeous. You know, you tell people, you're like, well, the sunset's here, and they're like, oh yeah, whatever. And I'm like, no, the sunsets are just gorgeous here. It's just like a total different, I don't know. I think every state has its own thing that's just gorgeous for. So we're gonna do orange on one side. We'll do blue on one side. We'll do that one on one side, and we'll do purple on one side. Okay. So binding. So good morning, Miss Lisa. So what we're going to do is you're going to take and stitch across the top on the back. So you need a piece of fabric, and these are 2.5 inch strips. So you need a piece of fabric like this, but one thing you want to do is you want to fold. You want to fold on this side. I need to grab a couple clips. Let me grab a couple clips, y'all. So you're going to put a fold on one side, bring it over to the other side, and you're going to cut it off, but you want to make sure you leave enough to do another fold. And I'll show you why we do these folds on the other side. So you have this side, and you're going to do a fold across. And this is on the back side. So good morning, Miss Nikki. So you have your right side to the right side, your right side to the right side there. So you're going to come to the other side. So we did that color. We're going to do 4 different colors here, y'all. So we're going to take and do... So I'm going to put a fold on this edge. Put that one there. And then you're going to come over to the other side. Trim it off. And you want to make sure that when you trim it off, leave enough for that fold. So you're going to have that fold there. I'm going to put a clip there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch across there, and we're going to stitch across there. So we're going to come back here. Flip it around to the other side. It's nice, and this is the exact same binding you can use on your quilts, y'all. Exact same binding you can use on your quilts. So If y'all want to learn merandering, we are doing merandering on my Wednesday live. You can check out my schedule. If you want, I have it pinned to my profile page. You can check out my schedule. I repost all of my lives to YT, so you can go and check those out too. So what you're going to do is you have your backing. So you see where that stitch line is up there? You're going to take that edge of the raw edge of your fabric here, and you're going to fold it up right there to that stitch line. So you have it folded right there to that stitch line, and then you're going to fold it up. And then when you turn it around the other way, it makes it easy to show y'all on Mugrugs. So when you fold it up like this, you see there's the edge of that, of your either quilt or your mug rug, whatever, it's right there. So what you're going to do is you leave that back there, and then you fold this right over there like this. So you have it folded right there like that, and then you clip it. So let's go ahead and clip that. Let me get this clipped, and then we'll do the other side too. I'll show y'all again. I will show y'all again on there. Get this one clipped. Thanks for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so remember, you had it folded on each side, and then we stitched across the top. So now what we do, you see that stitch, this is where your stitch is at. So you're going to take your raw edge of your fabric, you're going to fold it up to that raw edge right there, or to the seam. You're going to fold it to the seam. Once you have it folded to the seam, it's a little bit more difficult when you're doing a quilt, but I do have a video on it. So you have it there. And then if you fold it up like this, fold it up like that, flip it around. When you have it folded up like that, you'll see the edge of your quilt, and the edge of the binding is on the other side. Then you just take and you fold it over like this. So you have it folded over like that. See how that works? And then we'll take and clip it, and I will show you all the stitch that we use. I have a certain stitch. Somebody told me the other day it's called a blanket stitch. But that blanket stitch, y'all, works phenomenal. So if you see I'm using a stitch and I don't know what the name of it is, and you happen to know what the name of it, please tell me. Please tell me, because I'm like, it's that one stitch. It does this. Thank you. Okay. So let me clip this. And like I said, you want to make sure you use a coordinating fabric or coordinating bobbin to the same as your back there. So let me show y'all this stitch. So I'm going to show you the stitch I use. I have, this is a Luminaire 2 that I have, but I have a Husqvarna, has the same stitch. I've got a Singer that has the same stitch. It just might be just a difference. So, so that 3-18 is the stitch I use. You can use the 317, the 319, any three of those work really well. I mean, you can pretty much use any stitch you want, but I find these ones work the best. So I take and I extend the width on this all the way up to 7 millimeters. Make it as wide as possible. 7 millimeters is the widest I can go. But you'll see you have that center stitch that goes down there, and then you have it where it goes back and forth. Well, that center stitch goes right in the middle. So what you want to do is you come back over here and you center that foot. You center the foot there, right there in the edge, right there. And that seam rides right in the edge of there, and then it goes and grabs both sides of that. So let's go ahead and stitch these so you can see how this works. So we're going to come back over here. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to unclip this. So we're going to put that presser foot down. You want to make sure that you have the center of your foot, and you usually have like a line on the center of your foot. You can see where it's at. So we're going to take and we're going to go and let your feed dogs pull that fabric. Let your feed dogs pull that fabric. Don't push it. If you push it or pull it, it ends up changing the width of that stitch. Makes it look a little different. Anyways, just let the feed dog pull. I'm just guiding it. So. Stop there, cut that side. Okay. Check that out, guys. Do you see how cool that works? It works really well. And it takes and grabs both the binding and the fabric. The binding and the fabric. That way it'll grab both of those sides down there, right? And like I said, on the back, you just use a coordinating fabric. So you can see it's stitched, but you really can't see it. So I just use a coordinating fabric, coordinating thread for your bobbin. So works out really well. So let's go ahead and stitch this other side, and then I'm going to show you how to do corners. I'm going to show you how to do corners. So we're going to, remember, you line up the middle of your foot right there on the edge of the fabric, and then just kind of follow it down. Let your machine pull it. Let your machine pull that fabric. We're going to pull it all the way down. And y'all, this is what I use for binding my quilts, all the way up to king size. It works on any quilts. Anytime I got to bind, this is how I bind. I used to use different stitches. I'm like, oh, let's use a decorative stitch, or let's use this stitch. Yeah, it just needs binded. Okay, so let's cut this one. Okay. Okay, so now I have a Luminaire 2. It's a Brother Luminaire 2. Okay, so now that's all stitched. You see that? And you can really see it on the yellow. You see how that edge stitch is right there on the edge, and then it goes and grabs both sides. Goes and grabs both sides. Works really well. Works really well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it back over, and we're going to take, what colors do we have here? So we need a blue here, and I dropped, like I said, we're going to use 2 different ones here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take, good morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold over. You want to make sure you fold it. Don't forget to fold on the edge here. And you're going to find out why we fold here in a minute. So we're going to clip that there. Come back over to the other side. We're going to trim it. Make sure you trim it enough that you have enough for a fold. You want to have enough for a fold. So we're going to fold that over like this. That way you have enough for that fold. So we're going to come back here. And then same thing on this side. And you're putting right sides together. You're putting right sides together on here. Did I miss a question, Miss Grace? What question did you ask, ma'am? I apologize. Okay, fold on this side. It is a double blanket stitch. We will show you that stitch again. I'll show you the stitch again. I said fold on each side. You want to make sure you have a fold on each side. Would it work on a dress towel? I would assume. I don't see why not. Okay. You could try, do like a small piece and try it. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to do a stitch across. We're going to do a straight stitch. And then I'll show you guys that stitch we're going to do again. I'll show you the stitch we're going to do again. That way we can see it again. And then I'm going to show you the corners. This is how we make corners. Are they perfect corners? No, of course not, but that's okay. Because personally, that's what I call for quilting. That's what makes it quilting. Okay, we'll sew the other side. Get this side all stitched. Okay, here's the trick. I'm going to show you all the trick on the corners. You ready for the trick on the corners? Okay, so you have your folded edge on each side, and then you have your, there. Who's wrapped Christmas gifts? Have you wrapped Christmas gifts? Here, fold that corner. Remember your mom saying, fold that corner so you have corners on your Christmas gifts. So we're going to fold that corner and right to the edge of the seam. Right to the edge of the seam, y'all. So you're going to fold this corner right to the edge of the seam. And then you're going to fold up that raw edge right to the edge of the seam. So you see you have your folded corners, and then you fold the rest of it up to there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold it up. You're going to fold it up like this, and then you're going to flip it around. You have to use more clips on there. So then you have the raw edge of your quilt or your fabric, whatever you're working on there. And then you're going to take and fold that over. When you fold that over, hold on, sometimes trying to do it that way and hold it and show you guys sometimes doesn't work out very well. So let me refold this right quick. But what you're going to do is you fold those corners and then you fold it over. And when you fold it over, you get your corners. You get that corner there. Isn't that the coolest? I think it's cool. Sometimes you gotta move it around as to how big that fold is. So, but you have the 2.5 inch. Like I said, I use a 2.5 inch fabric. So I use the 2.5 inch fabric there. So what you do is you now have your corner, and then what you'll do is you'll stitch down that corner, stitch all the way across, and then stitch back up that corner. That gives you your binding there. So let's go ahead and show you again on this side. So you have your folded piece of fabric that you stitched right sides together, and you stitched across. So now what you do is you take and you, like you're doing a Christmas gift, corner on your Christmas gift, fold it, fold that corner, bring this up to that stitch where you just stitched there. You have it right there where that stitch, and then you fold it up like this. We're gonna flip it around here. And then once you have it folded up, you'll see that your raw edge is behind your quilt. So then you're going to fold it over like this. And when you fold it over, and like I said, trying to do that, holding it up like that is... So let me fix this right quick. So then you have your corners. So let's go ahead and get this clipped, and we'll get it sewed. And I'll show you guys again. The stitch I use. Double blanket stitch. Double blanket stitch. Isn't that what you called it, Cynthia? Okay, so let me clip this. Clip that side. Clip this side. Easiest binding out there, y'all. Easiest binding out there. So then you have your corners. Like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to stitch down, stitch across, stitch back up. And let me show you guys that stitch one more time. I'll show you that stitch one more time. Flip this around. So we're going to come up here. So it's that 3-18, y'all. All right, Miss Susan, thanks for joining. So you have that 3-18, and then I increase the width to 7 millimeters. I increase that width to 7 millimeters. That gives you your straight stitch down the middle, and then your stitch on both sides. And you're going to line that straight stitch down the middle right there on the edge of your fabric. Right there on the edge of your fabric. So when you put it in your machine, you have your foot, and then you're lining the middle of that foot right there on the edge. That way it sews. You'll see that it sews right there down the edge of that fabric. So let's flip you back around again. That's what we're going to do. So like I said, you're going to come down the edge. You're going to come down that edge, the corner there. And then turn it, and then come down, and let your machine pull it. Don't push or pull, just let that machine pull. And just make sure you keep the center of that foot lined up on the edge of your fabric there, of the binding there. Turn, you need to go a couple more stitches, and then turn. And now we're going to come up this side. So see, it gave us a corner. It gave us our corners. I think that's the coolest and easiest way to do binding, y'all. Coolest and easiest way to do binding. So now we're going to come down this side. So let's go back to the cutting table, y'all. You're making some pot holders for your daughter, right? My phone is dying now. I gotta plug it in. Okay, there. We'll plug it in there. Okay. So, did that not turn on? Thank you. Good morning. Thank you very much. I really like that little dude. He's just the cutest thing, right? Okay, so how cool is that, y'all? How cool is that? That turned out so cool. Let me trim these edges here. I'm going to trim the threads here. That way I can show you guys both sides. Because like I said, this is quilt as you go. You're using a quilt as you go. And then you're creating more or less your own fabric on the front side because you're just adding a bunch of just pieces of fabric together. Okay, so, and then like I said, you have your corners. You have your corners. There's the sewed corners. I think it turns out so cool. So y'all, we have made this morning. We made this one this morning. And this one was just, you took a piece of fabric and you turned it inside out and then stitched around the edge. That one turned out cool. And then we also made this one this morning. Turned out very, very cool. How fun is that? How fun is that? My phone is like dying, so I'm charging it. I apologize, guys. I apologize. So, another thing we can do, I'm trying to think. So tomorrow, y'all, just as an FYI for you guys, tomorrow we're making bears. If you guys want to join me tomorrow to make bears, I've posted a free pattern for you guys. I went and so the pattern I'm using is my grandmother's pattern. Let me grab the bear. And we're gonna we'll sew two bears because I want to do it two different ways. So ignore his crooked eye. He has a crooked eye. So we're gonna be sewing this bear pattern. We're gonna be sewing this bear pattern tomorrow. So it's my grandmother's pattern that she shared with me. So oh, very cool. So what you're gonna do is on the bear pattern, like I said, if you click the link in my bio, and then you'll see bear pattern. It's free. There's no charge. It's just traced out. There's a few instructions, but let me show you guys. I want to show you guys something because I have a few bear patterns cut out, but I want to make sure that you guys. So this is the pattern you're gonna see. This is the pattern you're gonna see, and a lot of them say cut 2, cut 4. Y'all, I want to make sure that you guys get this correct. Otherwise, it won't stitch out correct. You want to make sure on your fabric, when you're cutting this out, you want to make sure you sandwich that fabric together like this. Because if you don't sandwich it together like this, so fold that fabric together, that way their right sides are together, pin the pattern on the outside and then cut it out. That way you make sure that you have two sides. Because you'll have two sides of the head here. So like this is two sides of the head or the outside of the head, whatever. So that's how you do that one. So make sure you print on just regular letterhead, on just regular letter paper. So I got lots of bears cut out because what I did is I went and took and put it on. I sent my pattern. I took and did my pattern and I sent it to AccuQuilt. And they put it on a die for me. So I actually have a die that cuts out patterns. So kind of cool, right? But yeah, if you guys get your pattern cut out, we'll be able to, thank you. Is that not fun? Fun shirt, right? Fun, fun, fun shirt. Okay, so I was going to show you guys how to do one in the hoop. Let's see. So it says 19 minutes. Y'all wanna do one in the hoop? We can do one in the hoop. We'll do one in the hoop. And just as a reminder, guys, if you guys hop on my live and you like anything you're live and you want to see it again, I do download it and I upload it to YT. So all of my lives are reposted on YT. That way you can go and pause, rewind, whatever. That way you can go back through the process or anything. And if you have questions, ask me. Always willing to. Somebody did ask me. So Wednesday, I'm going to show y'all how to Miranda a quilt. So we'll do a couple things and we'll move all the way up to a baby quilt. We're going to actually Miranda a baby quilt on Wednesday. So Chickadee Treasures. Yes. If you click the link in my bio, you'll see the YT page and the FB page. Go follow the YT page. You'll see all my videos on there for you. So yes, ma'am. 7:30. I will see you at 7:30 for walking. Yes, ma'am. We need our walking day. And I have all your prints for you too. You'll have to tell me if you like them. You're welcome, Shannon. You are very welcome. Somebody had asked me, because I did quilting in the hoop. Somebody had asked me if I could show blue tiles, which blue tiles is Kimberbell. And I'll be doing that next week. So if you request it, I'll figure it out. Somebody requested me to do a thread catcher. So I went and found a free pattern for a thread. Oh my gosh, those are so sweet. Thank you. I had never seen those. Thank you. Somebody had asked me to do a thread catcher, so I went and found a pattern for a thread catcher. I shared the pattern with y'all. So you'll see that on YT too. Like I said, if you want me to do another video of something, holler at me. Always willing to help out, y'all. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one of these. We're gonna have fun and make a mug rug in the hoop. We're gonna do a mug rug in the hoop. It says it takes about 20 minutes, so we're gonna see if we can get one stitched out. These are so much fun, y'all. These are so much fun. This design is by Juju. If you Google Juju designs, you'll see and look for mug rugs. There's all kinds of designs in there for mug rugs. All kinds of designs for mug rugs. So I do a no-show mesh stabilizer in my hoop. We can do quilting in the hoop again. We'll do quilting so next week. Well, come join next week. Next Wednesday, we will do quilting in the hoop and we'll be using Kimberbell designs. So next Wednesday, I'll put it on the schedule for next Wednesday. So what we're going to do is we're going to hoop some no-show mesh stabilizer in here. And I just put it right to the edge, so because the hoop's going to come in here. We're going to come in here like this. The nice thing is once you get in there, you can kind of pull it. Make sure it's tight. So we have it all in here. So the design that I'm using is, like I said, this is from Juju Designs. So if you go check out this design, you'll see how this works. Y'all, this is the funnest thing. It is the funnest thing. So we will go ahead. Hopefully we stay charged. We're going to flip this around. We're going to use my Quattro 2. So we're going to hoop this in here. Always hold, sorry guys, I'm going to put you down for a minute. Always hold that arm when you push that in there. I apologize. Okay. So we have this in here now. I just have, so it says it's going to take about 19 minutes. So we'll make sure we finish it. So put that foot down. And first thing you're going to do for this design is you're going to stitch that bottom stitch. It's going to tell you where that mug rug, where the batting is going to go. I love doing my rugs in the hoop. Yeah, right? Are they not? Y'all, I am so addicted to mug rugs in the, I'm addicted to things in the hoop, period. I have so much fun. Zipper bags. I make zipper bags in the hoop. That is a lot of fun too. So we're going to get this on here and then we'll add that batting, and my thread broke. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you guys on this little stand. I'm gonna put you guys on that little stand. We're gonna come over here. Is that gonna, will that go up? No, it won't go up, will it? All right, I'm just gonna put you there for a minute. I gotta fix the thread. Hold on. So I live in a fifth wheel. And because I live in a fifth wheel, I'm kind of limited on space, so my thread holder is up there on the other side, so. So we have the base there, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add a piece of batting to here. We'll add a piece of batting. And this is what I use all my, you should do it. I can do a live on making zipper bags in the hoop. We can do that. I'll tell you what, I'll add it to next week's live. I don't have next week's live filled up yet, so we can do zipper bags in the hoop next week. We will do zipper bags in the hoop next week. I'm going to write this down that way, because we're going to do zipper bags in the hoop next week. We're going to do quilting in the hoop with Kimberbell Designs, the blue tiles next week. So we're going to stitch that down. And then we'll go ahead and trim around this. I live in Arizona. I live in Arizona. Where are you at? I am in Arizona. So I'm going to put you guys up here for a minute, because then we're going to take and trim. South Georgia. Very cool. My boys were born in Georgia. My boys were born in Georgia. We were stationed in Georgia. So, your home state. So, you have this stitched on here. Next thing you want to do. So, you want to trim off the batting. You don't trim any of the other fabric, but you want to trim off the batting. That way it gives it that edge, and you don't have that bulky when you, because you're going to turn these. You're just going to put things, the back on, and you're going to just turn it. So you want to make sure you don't have a bulky in there. So we're going to trim around this, and I use these little trimming scissors. How I print things on my printer. I can try and do a video. I can try and do a video for you. Where I have my printer located, I really can't go live from there. So, like I said, I'm limited on space. So, but I can show you how I do the prints on there. So, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow, y'all. And just as a reminder, like I said, I do post all my lives on my YT page, and you can find that in the link. So, and like I said, we're making bears tomorrow. We'll be making bears tomorrow. I have done a free pattern for y'all on my link. So go grab that free pattern, y'all. That way you can sew a bear with us tomorrow. I promise you, it sews up really quick, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Lots of fun. Okay. So we trim that. So now we're going to see, let's find something fun. Thinking. Let's do this one. Oh, well, thanks. I try my best to organize here. Every once in a while I get an organized mess where I have like things everywhere. So I think we'll put this in the middle. I think we'll put this one in the middle. So what we're going to do, we need a backing fabric for that. So I think what we're going to do for a backing is, where? we're just going to use like a green flannel. We're going to use a green flannel on the back of this. Because you need to have some, you know what? Ooh. No. How would that look? Oh, that would be pretty, huh? How about this? I think that would be pretty. I think we'll do that. Let me get this loaded and then I will bring you guys. Okay, I'll bring, see, I like you guys to help me. I like you guys to help me. So let me get this loaded and I will bring you guys back to the sewing machine. So grab you and we'll flip you back around here. Flip camera. Okay, so I've got this on here. Like I said, we've trimmed, you had your batting back here. You did your main stitch there. And then you went and trimmed around your batting. Now we're going to put your top piece there. So this is going to be like the background image. So this is what it turns out looking like. So this is going to be this fabric on the outside there. That's going to be that fabric. So let's go ahead and lower that foot. And we're going to stitch around that right quick. Get that stitched. And we're not going to trim the fabric around this one, like I said. This is going to be pretty. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate it. So we're going to get stitched around there. Sometimes you just want to make sure, and you can feel the batting under there. You see how it kind of puts a little lip there? That's what kind of gives it that little fun look. So it'll do a double stitch around here. That way it keeps the batting and the fabric there. But can you see? See how it kind of gives it that little lip there with that batting behind it? This is going to be pretty. Okay, so I think the next stitch is actually going to stitch that middle because we need to add the middle on here. So we're going to put that down and we're going to go ahead and, so what it's going to do is oh, watch my lives. I have, yeah, it does. Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to give that middle stitch there. And on the middle stitch, I do something a little different. So I do. I live in a fifth wheel. I live in a fifth wheel. Y'all, I'm in the toy hauler. Look, there's like a bed above me. I've got my refrigerator back here. This is the toy hauler. You know, I've never used, well, I had a 10 needle baby lock. I'm going to put you guys there for a minute because what we're going to do. So let me flip you guys around so you guys can see what I'm doing. Each one has its benefits and whatever. So that light is on there. So I print my own paper. I print my own photos. I have a Brother, this is just on an inkjet, but this is a Brother Moda printer. It's actually made for printing. So there's like a stabilizer on the back, but you have these printed pieces. So, oh, well, thank you. Thank you. So what I've done is you put the batting on the back. Brother and Baby Lock are sister companies. They're both phenomenal machines. They are both phenomenal machines. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add some more batting. I know it seems a little weird, but look, it gives it just that little bit more on there. So I kind of like it. So I'm going to grab another piece of batting here. Grab another piece of batting. I'm going to trim around this right quick. That way we can, and the design is a little big. So the design is a little big for it. It is fabric. It is cotton fabric. Sorry, that light back there is getting us. It is cotton fabric. So we're going to take, and you see the stitches down here? So you have the stitches here. No, just inkjet. No, it's just for inkjet. So you could do it on, I mean, it's the ink that goes with the printer. So I'm going to try and line her up in there. Go just a little bit more. So like I said, it's going to cut her off, but that's okay. 2 dozen roses. Okay. So we're going to stitch. Yeah, I love the brother. I love the brothers. So, okay. So I kind of line, what I did is I put a piece of batting and the top. It does not call for batting, y'all. It doesn't call for it, but I like it. So this machine is a Quattro 2. This is an old machine. This is from, gosh, 2012, I think, for this one. I also have a Luminaire 2. So, but like I said, the Luminaire 2 is, that one has the projector on it. That's the one we'll be using the blue tiles on next week. So, okay, so it's going to stitch around there again just to give it that sturdy stitch, and then we'll pull it off here and we're going to trim around the edges on there. We'll do a trimming around those edges. Because like I said, this is kind of what we're doing, y'all. This is what we're doing, is something like this. So I got the design. No need to apologize at all. I got the design from Juju Designs. Juju Designs. If you Google Juju Designs, you'll find her. They have lots and lots of them. Just Google the Mugrugs. I can show you what designs this is. Give me a minute. Let me pull it up. While we're trimming this, I'll pull this up. I got a mess going here, guys. I'll pull this up right quick. That way I can show y'all the designs. Ta-doom. Hold on, I'm going to pull up these designs. That way you can see the exact one that I have. Okay, so yeah, they are awesome. They are awesome. So this is the pattern that has, and this pattern has both the hexagon, the I don't know what pattern you call that, and then the circle, and they both all stitch out really well. So in the hoop coaster set 2, it's only $6 right now, y'all. It is literally only $6 right now. It's a great, so yeah, check out Juju. They have some really good designs. So, but that's where this design comes from. So now we've stitched. So you have your background fabric, and now we've added that front. And like I said, you had a piece of batting and a piece of fabric. It does not call for the batting, but I like to add that extra batting in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to trim around that stitch that we just put in there. We're going to trim around that stitch. And I use these scissors. I forgive me because I forget what they're called. It's like I don't know what they're called. I think they're for embroidering, but they work really well for embroidery scissors. So just trim around that. And I find if you hold the fabric up as you're trimming around, I think that was a perfect background too, y'all. Thanks for the idea. So we're going to trim up there, get it trimmed. We're going to go over a little bit today because I want to finish this. So we have trimmed all the way around it. So now we'll pop it back on there and we'll do another stitch. We'll pop it back on there and we will pretty much, we're done popping it off. Next, now we're just adding colors on here. So pop it back in the machine. Bring you guys back over here. Thank you guys for all the gifts and the shares. You guys are awesome. And thanks for all the new followers. I am on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, Mountain Standard Time, Arizona time. So come hang out with us. Come hang out, guys. I do have a schedule posted on my page because we do something different every day. So like today we're doing Mugrugs. Tomorrow we will be doing bears. We will be making an actual bear. So come hang out and do a bear with us. Wednesday, I'm going to show y'all how to Miranda a quilt. That way, if y'all don't have an embroidery machine or a long arm, you can still quilt. It still works out really well. On Thursday, what are we doing Thursday? Thursday. I have to look again, see what we're doing Thursday. I forgot what we're doing Thursday. And then Friday's always rope day. Fridays are always rope day, y'all. Fun. Thank you guys for the heart me's. You guys are awesome. But as you can see, that extra batting back there just gives it kind of a 3D look. Is it 3D, 2D, whatever you want to call it, but so right now this is the coolest design, y'all. This is the coolest design because it's actually stitching hearts into there. Let me see if I can show you guys. So on this one here, let me pull you around here. So you see the hearts? That's what it's actually stitching on that right now is hearts. Turns out really, really cool. We are down to 15% on my battery. I don't know if that is not going to reach over there. I'm going to have to watch my battery, y'all, and we may have to come back over to the cutting table, so if it gets down too low, so. But we'll get this stitched out, and like I said, it takes about 19 minutes to stitch this one out. There's 10 different thread color changes. Sometimes I just leave the same color in there. So like this one, we're going to leave the same color in there. We'll let this all stitch out. And then I'm going to do a different color for around the... Isn't the hearts gorgeous? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, y'all. I appreciate y'all joining this morning. I'm in love with this fabric, y'all. So this is this fabric right here is actually what I made a quilt out of my mom's shirts out of. You don't use my... Watch me enough, Miss Jeanette, you'll be using your embroidery machine. I'll tell you, I've got 3. So I have this brother machine, my Quattro 2. I have my Husqvarna, my Topaz 50. And then I have my Luminaire 2, which takes a really big hoop on there. And then I also have my Husqvarna Viking. That machine will sew through I forget how many layers it'll sew through. It's like a step down from an industrial. So I was selling them, but my machine was messing up, so I ended up not... I would love to tell you guys that I would sell them, but I don't have an industrial enough machine. I was trying to do that and share with you guys, but my machine is not industrial enough. So, I'm sorry. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm watching my thing. So we're going to change to a different, so we need a different color. What color do we want? How about pink? I think a pink would be pretty. So how about this color? So we need a color to go around to do like a satin stitch around it. I think that color would be pretty. I think that color would be pretty around there. So I'm going to set you guys right there right quick. We are going to pop this on there. This one threaded. Okay, we'll put that foot down and go there. I've had an embroidery machine for at least 5 years and never knew I could do something like this. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you've joined and watched. Yay! Awesome, awesome. Yeah, we'll be doing all kinds of stuff. So next week, you guys have asked for a zipper bag, so we'll do a tutorial on doing a zipper bag in the hoop too. So that'll be lots of fun. That'll be lots of fun. Like I said, my schedule, I pin it to the front of my page, so you'll see that's the first post on my page. So you'll see the schedule for this week. So we already have this week's schedule out there. And like I said, if you want to join, so I could quilt each square and attach them. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Jamie. So so with the quilt and the hoop, it works out really well. So I just use mine to make some stockings in the hoop. Right? Oh my gosh, how fun is that, Jenny? How fun is that? I'll tell you, there's so many different things that you can do with this one. Next week, somebody had requested me to do the blue tiles, which is Kimberbell, so you quilting in the hoop. So, but yeah, so there is a lot of designs out there for doing the quilts in there, in the hoop. So you could do the individual squares in the hoop, and then you can attach the squares. And some of them have the option to attach the squares in the hoop, so which is kind of cool. I think the pink was a good color, y'all. I think the pink was a good color. I gotta watch my power. We're down to 12% here, so. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate y'all. I think this is going to be gorgeous. Thank you for the follows. Again, if y'all are just following me and just joining me, I am on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning. We are always doing something fun. We are always doing something fun, y'all. So we only have about 5 more minutes of this design for it to finish, so is that not pretty? I said, each of them, I did not change the bobbin thread, no. So the bobbin thread I never touch because you don't actually see the back of the design. A lot of times on some of your designs, for some reason or another, the color of the bobbin will come up through. So if that ever happens, what I do is I just use, I would change the bobbin to the same color of thread I'm using. So, all right, see you in the morning. You have a great day. We're going to have fun tomorrow, y'all. Again, if y'all are joining tomorrow, go grab my free pattern. I've posted a free pattern on a link for the bear tomorrow. So if y'all want to join in and making that bear. So we're going to finish stitching this around. Thanks for the follow. Thank you, thank you. You have a wonderful day too. You have a wonderful day too. But I love that satin stitch. Isn't the satin stitch so pretty? And I'll tell you, I mean, you can take pieces of fabric that you have like different images in, take and cut up that piece of fabric and just add it to an embroidery design. So if you happen to have an embroidery design, you can do this. So if you don't have an embroidery machine, I will show you. We did some Mugrugs at the beginning of this live, just on the sewing machine. So I showed you guys how you could make a Mugrug a couple different ways, and it was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. So I want to make sure that everybody's able to, just in case you don't have an embroidery machine, you can still do it different ways too. So I'm kind of spoiled, but I've been quilting, oh gosh, probably over 30, 40 years. So I'm now 51. I'm getting old. My doctor proceeded to tell me I was going through menopause. I'm like, yes, I know. So, but that's okay. But I love sewing. If you're looking for sewing machines, y'all, you don't have to buy them new. You don't have to buy them new. People sell the machines that they just aren't using, and you can take advantage of getting them for a great price. So just check out on the marketplace. All right, see you in the morning. Thanks for joining. You have a wonderful day. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. So like again, this design is by Juju Designs. It stitches out phenomenal. I love the way it stitches out. So My battery is going down. We're gonna have to move to the charger here in just a minute, but I wanna make sure that this finished stitches here. I said it's only got 4 more minutes to go. 4 more minutes to go and it'll be done stitching. And then once it gets done stitching, I'll show you guys how we actually come in there and get it moved around, so. Almost done. Almost done. Hopefully y'all had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. It was nice. I got to see grandkids this weekend. Got to see my son, my oldest son. So that was really nice. Got to hang out with them. Thanks for joining. Good morning. Good morning. We are working on a mug rug in the hoop. We've been making mug rugs today. I'm fixing to go back to the sewing table because my phone's about to die. We got to plug it up. So, and I'll show y'all what we've created today. We've created quite a few fun things this morning. So, quite a few fun things. So as soon as this gets going around there, so it stitches around. Isn't that pretty? I think we got to go back to the sewing table, y'all. Otherwise, my phone's gonna die and I'm gonna lose y'all. Or I'm gonna lose y'all. So I'm gonna put y'all up here and I'm gonna plug you in and I'll show y'all what we've done today. So that machine, it's a Brother machine. That one is a Quattro 2. So on the bear, do all the cutouts need to be right sized together on the fabric. So the only one, so I think there's only one, which is the face. The face needs to be right side out. So it's just one piece. It's like all the other ones, yeah, need to be sandwiched. So they all need to be sandwiched. That way when you cut them out. Yeah. And if you have questions, holler at me. Just holler at me, y'all. I should be able to answer your questions. So, so today, this is what we're working on right now. So this is kind of what we're stitching out right now is something like this. So it's stitching out like that. So it'll finish stitching out. You are very welcome. So then we made, how fun was this? So if you guys want to check out how we made this, I will be reposting my, my live on the YT page. So you'll be able to see it. We binded, we made that lovely corner and I showed you guys how to bind again. I showed you how to do that binding again. And this was quilting in the hoop. This was quilting in the hoop. So we did that one. Then we also made, let me start this again. Then we also made this one. I know, I want to finish the embroidery design for you guys. I want to finish the embroidery design for you guys. So I finished this one. And this one you just turned inside out. And then we also did this one today. They also did this one today. So I'm going to finish that. Embroidery design has 3 minutes. It's got 3 minutes left. I know I'm late today, but that's okay. As long as I got to meet my friend at 7:30 for walking, and then I'll be at work. So it's okay. It's fun. I'm in love with this today, guys. If you guys want to see it, like I said, my YT page will be posted probably this afternoon sometime. Once I get it downloaded, I'll post it on my YT page. You guys got to go see how to make this. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. So, oh, it's still going. Still going. Right? They turned out really cool. They turned out really cool. And again, tomorrow we're going to be doing what do you call it? The bear. So we'll be making a bear tomorrow. So, like I said, if anybody wants that bear pattern, I'm giving it to you free. It's my grandmother's pattern. I'm sharing with y'all. I like to share. No canceling. Oh, absolutely, Miss Nikki. No canceling today. I will be there at 7:30, and we're going to get 3 laps in. We're going to get 3 laps in today, too. So, No canceling at all. Miss Nikki is my friend. Her and I walk together in the morning. Her and I've known each other for a long time. So, and I have your stuff for you to make your baby quilts too. So, 9, almost there, guys. Almost there. We're so close. So close. And just as a side note, where is it at? I want to show you guys. So if you use an embroidery machine, so if you're wanting the pattern for tomorrow for the bear, if you click the link in my bio, when you click that link, it's going to bring up the page, and right there up top, hold on, I'll show you. Right there up top, you will see, I'll show you guys. Copy, paste and go. Okay, so right there up top, you're gonna see, you'll see that bear pattern. If you just click on this, you'll see the option to download. It's a free download, it's a PDF, and then it also shows you kind of what you're gonna need. You'll need to cut up the, cut it out, get it all printed out and stuff. So, but these are the bears. So these are bears that I've made. So kind of what we're going to be doing. So that way you guys can see and have fun with us on the bears. The bears are, y'all, I made 3 bears in one live one time, and that was just me sewing. Hold on one moment. Where's my phone? Miss Carrie, can I help you? Hey, what's up? I will send it. I'll send in everyone to the sheriff's office and let them know that they can log back into the software. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll send an email out. All right, thank you. Bye. Okay. I'm a director of IT, guys. I run an IT department and for a county, and I support the sheriff's office, the whole county. So, needless to say, we did an update on software. So I'm going to show you guys something. This is a little trick. So, tape. And this is medical tape. It's cheap. Medical tape is what you need for doing embroidery designs. Because sometimes when you're very welcome. Sometimes when you do the patterns, you need to be able to put tape down, and you want to tape it down. The sewing machine sews right over the tape, and then you just pull it right back off. So I'm going to tape this down. We're going to stitch this down. So we're going to get this all stitched out. So, all right. So medical tape, y'all. Medical tape works out really well. So, okay. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the follows, guys. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be making bears. I'm finishing up this little design right here because I wanted to get it finished for you guys. I will be reposting once the this page processes. I'll be take you out there. Okay, so we're all stitched up. Once the page finishes processing today, I will repost my my live on my YT page. Go check it out. I have a bunch of videos already on there because I started. You guys asked me a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, I can't remember when. To start posting my lives. So we started posting the lives on there. So turn this off. Okay. So now what we're going to do is you'll see how it's all stitched on here. Medical tape is the best, I'll tell you. And it's a lot cheaper than the actual stuff. You know, the tricks you learn from everybody, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to trim all the way around. Don't cut the thread, cut the seam, but we're going to trim all the way around here. Kind of trim as close as you can to here. I almost cut right through there. So we're going to trim around here. Sorry we couldn't stay at the sewing machine because, like I said, my phone is dead. My phone is dead. My husband needed his phone charged last night, and I need to send an email out right quick. Get this going. Okay. So you see how close we trimmed? We trimmed around, and then we're just going to turn this inside out. Push out your corners. And turn that side inside out. We'll do this again, and we'll just do a day on just embroidery machine designs. That way you guys can see that. But I wanted to make sure that you guys, you know, if some of y'all don't have an embroidery machine, you can actually see the process of making a mug rug without an embroidery machine. So I wanted to do both today. So we've got both done. So this turned out, oops, this turned out really cute, y'all. Turned out really cute. So, all right, there we go. What do you think, guys? So mug rug. Mug rug is for your coffee cup, your tea glass, whatever. Just something to put it on when you put it on your table. That way you don't get the condensation on your table. The mug rug takes all the condensation for it. So it's a mug rug. Right? No does. No does. So oversized coaster. Exactly. Oversized coaster. And y'all, I've gone a little crazy on making them. I've just, yeah, I've been going like crazy. I've got so many mug rugs. Like I said, I'm going to be posting them. If anybody wants mug rugs, I will be posting them. So you are very welcome. You are very welcome. Excited for tomorrow? Come join the live tomorrow. We are going to be making a stuffed bear. That free pattern is up there for you guys. Go grab that pattern, get it all printed out, cut out, and let's make a batter. Let's make a bear tomorrow, y'all. So thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the heart me. Yes, you can throw them in the wash. Just throw, use cold water to wash them. And then once you get them out, just put them in, just iron them back out. It works out really well. So yeah, it's just fabric. It's just fabric. So totally washable. So, all right, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you all for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for all the gifts. Thanks for all the follows, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.